Hey, it's Kley. Welcome to another video. This is going to be a tone demonstration of a modification I made to my DIY 5e3, the Cake Pan Edition. What I've done is I've installed Rob Robinette's negative feedback mod, and it has a three-way switch. It's an on, single pole, double throw switch, and what it gives you is quite a bit of versatility as far as how that second gain stage cathode is biased or how negative feedback is added into the circuit. Negative feedback tends to reduce distortion, and it also tends to kind of flatten the frequency response. And the stock 5e3 is a very heavily distorted and also kind of mid-peaked preamp response. So we've got, it really helps to kind of transform the amp into something with a little bit of a different voicing with just a very simple single switch. So the way that it works is in the middle position, you've got the 1.5K bias resistor. Then if you go down into the down position, you're adding some negative feedback to that. I believe I've got like 51K of negative feedback resistance going. Then in the up position, it adds a cathode bypass capacitor and removes the negative feedback. So you have, and because it's an on switch, so in the top position you've got the cathode bypass cap. That's going to be the most gain, no negative feedback, cathode bypass, a lot of gain, mid-spiky, distorted, you know, that greasy ZZ Top type sound. Then in the middle position, the bypass cap is lifted, and it's just the 1.5K bias resistor. Then in the bottom position, you've got the 1.5K bias resistor, but adding the negative feedback. So you kind of, and then in that position, because you don't have the bypass cap and you're adding negative feedback, you've got the most amount of clean headroom and just even frequency response. So it's really kind of going from clean to medium to dirty all the way up through. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug into the stock 5e3 bright channel, and I'm going to just kind of show off how the mod sounds using this Telecaster, Telemaster, I suppose. And I'm going to also try and, first of all, show off how just flipping through the different positions sounds, but then I'm also going to try to compensate for the change in volume. You know, when you're listening to these things and you hear something that's louder, your initial response is that sounds better, but that kind of sells short the negative feedback mod because it's quieter. So I'm going to try to bump the input volume to kind of compensate for that. So let's go ahead and take a listen. All right, so this is the switch in the up position. So we've got 1.5K bias resistor and the cathode bypass cap. Now we're in the middle position, just the 1.5K bias resistor, no negative feedback, no bypass cap. Now in the down position, we're 1.5K bias, and also the negative feedback is added. Now I'm going to flip between the two extreme positions, and I'm going to try to volume compensate on the negative feedback side so that they're equal.